Hi, I'm Matthew Craig, and joining me in the studio today is BlackRock Mining's Managing Director and CEO, John Vries. Welcome, John.
Thanks, Matthew. It's great to be here.
So just tell us, what makes the Mahenge Project stand out as one of the world's leading graphite developments in terms of scale and cost advantage?
Yeah, Matt, like every mine, this is a margin game. You want to be at the bottom of the cost curve and top of the revenue curve. And Mahenge, with grid connection at 8 cents a kilowatt hour, that puts us clearly at the bottom of the curve, and the large flake endowment we have at Mahenge puts us at the top of the revenue curve. So in that way, Mahenge is unique in that we have a revenue to cost ratio of 2 to 1 in a scenario where almost every other project is struggling to get its head above water. So that makes it unique.
With China dominating global graphite supply, why are Western producers still lagging behind?
Yeah, that's a pretty important question, and I think that question's not restricted to graphite. You've got to look at lithium and rare earths in this one as well. And where it really comes back to is in China, they take a vertically integrated approach to industry. So the government will turn around and sponsor a miner, and that miner sponsors an engineering company, and away we go. It makes it very, very difficult for us to compete against that, and it creates a price point that makes it challenging. Flip side, where Mahenge comes in, our power costs approximate those in China, and we've got the large flake, which gives us a price point well above China. So we've got one of those rare projects in a sea where almost nobody else can float. We've still got a revenue to cost ratio of 2 to 1, which is very, very unique.
Tell us about BlackRock's partnership with the major battery material and chemical company, POSCO Future M.
Yeah, look, POSCO have been a fantastic partner to work with. And you need to put this into perspective. POSCO looked at over 80 different projects across the world, and they were first on site in 2018, and we've been working with them since that 2018 timeline. POSCO are also the largest anode producer outside of China, which puts them in a really good position with the diversification or bifurcation of supply chains going on. So in effect, a key shareholder of ours and one of our biggest customers happens to be the biggest anode producer outside of China, and that's significantly advantageous. And it talks a lot about the product, it talks a lot about the project. We're delighted to be working with POSCO.
With POSCO set to open a new SPG plant in Korea, what does this mean for the overall global EV battery supply chain?
Yeah, I think things are getting interesting is a nice way of putting it. What that SPG plant means is that POSCO will take our product, convert it to SPG in Korea, and then convert it to anode, make it available to the global auto market. So with that plant stepping in, we'll be able to produce at scale line of mine to anode that is ex-China, and it'll be the first ex-China supply chain at scale. Importantly, they'll build that project in about the same time it takes us to build a mine, so we'll have this running within 2 years. And I think, again, if you think about where the many trade conversations are going, being able to have an ex-China supply chain within 2 years is a very, very significant item.
And just lastly, what are the key milestones investors should watch as Mahenge advances towards production?
Yeah, look, we've been very clear in our engagement with the market that we're about building a mine. And it's been hard work, but we've delivered on everything we said we were going to do. For us, the last hurdle here is actually the last mile of finance. Mahenge has about 2/3 of the finance lined up. So we've got debt coming out of the South African development finance institutions. We've got a very significant placement of POSCO. The challenge is solving that bridge, and once we solve that bridge, we'll be moving very, very quickly on the ground.
Thanks for joining us today, and we hope to hear more good news soon.
Thank you.